Welcome to Cat Simplified channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. In this episode, we are going to take a look at PET Grade 12 2025. And then we will start with phase one, what needs to be done, what you have to do, and then how you must brainstorm the topic, and then what you should gather in order to start with the phase one. Now, this PET topic is very interesting. And I believe this topic was once there. Now, a similar topic like that in grade 11. But then here, we are focusing mainly on the ethical use of artificial intelligence, not just the artificial intelligence. So the ethical use of AI, that is the good, the bad, and the ugly side of AI. So now, let's try to brainstorm this topic. Have you ever used a facial recognition? Or have you ever seen YouTube recommending certain videos? The answer to this question is AI is behind these technologies. It's because of AI that make decisions and learning from different data sets. And then the ugly side. Now, let's look at the good side, the bad side, and then the ugly side. What do you mean by that? In other words, how can AI, we have to come to think of it, how AI can assist medical field. Now, the doctors, most of them use AI in order to detect certain disease. Again, these days we have self-driving cars, or in other words, we call it the robot cars, or a car that doesn't need any human input. Now, we can also think of the way we, the learners or the students, learn through different smart applications and the chatbot. Now, if you also go to our lifestyle, helping us to recommend certain movies or certain videos to watch. So basically, artificial intelligence is helping us in various sectors in the world. Now, even though it's helping us in so many ways, there is also the bad side of using artificial intelligence. Now, let's take a look at this. The AI sometimes collects certain personal data or information or privacy issues. And sometimes also AI can make some unpopular or unfair decisions. For instance, in some companies, they make use of AI to hire people. I mean, through job interviews, and then it will determine who should be hired. Sometimes it can make bias in hiring some people. Or again, when you go to the bank or financial institutions and then you look for, or you go and apply for loan, some institutions are making use of artificial intelligence to either approve the loan or deny you. They can make some unfair or unpopular decisions. And that's the bad side, or even replace some jobs. Now, when you talk about the ugly side, here we are talking about the unethical, in other words, how AI can be misused. For instance, spreading fake news, or even used in hacking, or even making some life-threatening decisions like in war zone and other things. Now, these three are the ones that you must take a look at, going to be centered around these three. The good side of AI, the bad side, and the ugly side. So you have to think of this before you start the PET. What are some of the good things? What are some of the bad things? And what are some of the ugly things? And why? Which sector are you going to focus on? So we should ponder on aspects of what AI. Now, how do you think we can use AI in a way that will help people or that will help us without causing harm or without having a serious risk on us? And that is what our topic will be concerned about, because we have the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, how do we make use of this AI in such a way that it's not going to cause a serious risk on us? And that is what we will start our PET with. So please, as we begin, think about this, and this is what your topic will be. Now, according to this PET topic, it says you have to consider one sector, and then the sectors are educational, health, financial institutions, lifestyle, and so on. There are so many sectors, technology. So you have to decide on one of these sectors. And then after that, in that sector, in a way that as it is helping us, it's not going to cause harm to us. And that is what we have 3 phases: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So when you talk about phase 1, you first have to create a Microsoft Word report. That's the first thing you must do, to create a Microsoft Word report. Now, to create a Microsoft Word report, we are going to first start with your cover page. Now, your cover page should contain your name and your surname, the name of the school, the subject name, and then the PET topic, and then a content control of an abstract. When you talk about abstract, we mean the summary of what phase 1 should contain. And then the automatic table of content. So here, the abstract, you just have to talk about what you'll be doing in phase 1. You don't have to talk about the report, conclusion, and others, just summarizing them. Then these are the headings we are going to focus on. The introduction. Introduce your topic using a paragraph. So, for instance, we can begin our introduction in this way: the ethical use of AI, the good, the bad, and then the ugly look at how AI will be used in a fair and responsible way. Then we'll be looking at the good side. For instance, then you mentioned some of the good side: helping doctors diagnose diseases, making work easier. And again, you also look at the bad side, such as AI invading privacy, being unfair or biased, and taking away jobs. Then finally, you'll be looking at the ugly side, which refers to the harm or how AI can be misused, causing harm to our society. So in all, we'll be looking at how to make use of AI wisely in such a way that we avoid these risks. So this can be a very simple introduction of our pet that you have to take note. Very simple one, whereby you talk about the things that you are going to discuss regarding your pet. So that can be a short paragraph of your introduction. And then from there, you go to task definition. So here, the task definition, we will start with the current situation. Currently, what is happening with regards to AI in the world? That's what you must discuss. So here again, you will talk about the benefits of AI, the bad side of AI, and then the ugly side of AI. In short, just a simple paragraph. And then if you wrote it in your own work, you don't need to do citation. But again, if you were assisted by any information from anywhere, you must make sure that you do citation. And then from there, you go to the focus of the investigation. Please refer to page 8. And these were the focus of the investigation that the PET document is talking about. Firstly, the focus will be the impact, that's the positive and the negative impact of using AI in your chosen sector. So for instance, don't just write the positive and the negative of using AI in your chosen sector. You must replace this with your chosen sector, that is education and training. Again, the way in which that sector could be affected by the unethical use of AI in, let's say, education sector, the challenges, how these challenges can be overcome or solved, ways that the sector can put into place to make sure that there's an ethical use of AI, and how people can be affected, that's positively and negatively. So these are the focus of the investigation. You write them by mentioning them and then linking with your focus area. And then you go to how you go about the investigation considering the parameters of PET. Here you must talk about each phase, what will be done. Like phase 1, you gather information. Phase 2 will be using questionnaire to get data and analyzing them. in spreadsheet, and then you must mention how will you analyze in spreadsheet or present them in a form of graphs and tables, and then you'll be analyzing using calculations and maybe using count if functions. So you have to mention them. Then finally, phase 3, you create a comprehensive report and then trying to come out with the ways or the finding and then the recommendation. So you indicate them per phase under this subtopic. Then the target audience, it should be realistic target audience. That is, when you talk about education sector, who will need the information? So like, for instance, the education sector, you can mention teachers, learners making use of it, them, administrators, if you talk about health sector, doctors. So you have to be specific. Don't just generalize it by saying everybody who is in the education sector. No, you must be specific. And then the focus question should be one question. It should be a single question, and it should be relevant to the focus point of the chosen topic. In other words, if you are talking about education, that question must be focused on the impact of AI in education. So you don't have to move around. Then after that, so example of the focus question, I dealt with them here. For instance, here, how can AI help students learn better while keeping their personal data safe? So in this case, we are talking about education and training, learners learning, or you can say, how can AI help educators plan and then teach their lessons while making their data safe? So you have to be specific. And then for medical, you can also say, how can AI be used for diagnosing and treating patients without risking their privacy? So these can be some of the examples of the focus question. And then from there, the next heading will be discussion and analysis. But in this situation, you just type under it, no content until phase 3, or the content will be in phase 3. Findings, again, the content will be in phase 3. Conclusion, the content will be in phase 3. Then you go to bibliography, whereby you put your cited sources, and then the appendices, whereby you put a diagram of questions, the diagram of evaluation of information, and then the diagram of the source table. So those 3 must be there. Then again, the screenshot, or you can create a folder structure, and then you put them there. Right. So basically, this is what the phase 1 will entail. And then in the episode 2 or the next video, there will be an example regarding how the PET phase 1 should be done. Thank you for your time.